3631 Tactical. Today I want to do a review on the Vogel competition trigger system. Now first, before I even start this review, I want to say I'm not affiliated with GlockTriggers.com. I'm not affiliated with Bob Vogel. I've took his pistol class twice, and it's a really good class. I highly suggest if you get an opportunity to take his class, go ahead and shoot with him. But I'm not sponsored by these people. I'm not getting anything for saying this. I'm just trying to pass my knowledge along of this particular trigger that I've used for 3 years and I've been quite successful with. But I am in no way, shape, or form sponsored by anybody involved with this trigger. Alright, so we're going to do a review on this trigger system. You might be wondering why I got this plaque sitting here. About 2 weeks ago I went down to Texas and shot in the IDPA Nationals, and I won first place in the expert class in the stock service pistol division. And the only reason I'm showing all that off is because the gun that I was using was this gun, a Glock 34. And I have the, when I was shooting that match, I had the Vogel competition trigger system in there. And I've been shooting this trigger for about 3 years now. So that's why I want to do a review. It's worked for me. It's been a really good trigger. And I want to talk about what comes with it and how good it's been.
Stand by. Bye.
Now, I'm not telling you if you get this trigger that you're going to all of a sudden magically start winning matches. That's not what I'm saying. But it does help to have a good trigger and a good set of sights on the gun. That's, for the most part, that's what you need. Good trigger, good sights. The rest of the stuff, as long as it's reliable. When you get this trigger, this is what it comes in. It comes in this little plastic tube here. And this is what you get. You get the trigger bar, trigger housing. You get this, and I'll show a close-up view of this, but just let me just go through this real quick. You get the firing pin plunger, and you get 3 different firing pin springs. You get 4, 4.5, and 5-pound springs. They also give you a little Allen wrench here, comes with it, so that you can adjust the over travel in the trigger. So let me adjust the camera here, and I'll show you a close-up of what you get. All right, so here's a close-up, and what I have here, this is the Vogel trigger, and this is just the standard factory trigger that comes with it. And hopefully you can see how much shinier this one is. They actually polish all that metal up, make everything nice and smooth. So you can see there's a bit of a difference there. Other than that, the only other difference is this right here, and I'm going to try to get this where you can see it. Alright, now I got a flashlight here. I'm trying to light this up so you can see. So I'm trying to get a shot of this. But you can notice this one right here, this one is the Vogel trigger, the one on this side. And you can see where I'm pointing this little Allen key here. Right there's a little hole right there. That's the Vogel trigger. This is the regular stock trigger out of the from the factory. You see there is no hole there. And that small hole there is where you can adjust the over travel. Like I said, they provide you with a small Allen key, and you can use that to adjust the over travel, where you cannot do that with the factory. All right, so you get a 4-pound firing pin spring, a 4.5-pound firing pin spring, and a 5-pound firing pin spring. Now I've used the 5-pound and the 4.5-pound, and I haven't had any issues, any problems. I haven't used the 4-pound spring just because I think when you go too light, you tend to start having light primer strikes and things of that nature, and I don't want any reliability issues. I'm not saying that there is problems with the 4-pound spring, just that I've never tried it. I've only shot the 4.5 and the 5-pound, and with those two I've had 0 problems. The other part that you get is the firing pin safety plunger here, and I don't know how well you can tell from this video, but they do shine this part up pretty good. It's a little dirty. I shot this gun quite a bit, and I tried cleaning it before I did the video, but I don't have my full cleaning gear here, so I couldn't do as good of a job as I wanted to. But you do get a really nice, smooth, polished firing pin plunger. Now, I've had this trigger, and I've been shooting this trigger for about 3 years now, and it's been a really good trigger. I haven't had any problems with it. I have some friends who also shoot competitively who have bought other triggers from other companies, and they spent a lot more money. This trigger runs about 150 bucks. It's like 149.95, right? 150 bucks. But I know people that have paid over $250 for the same thing for a Glock trigger, and that's a lot of money, I think, because their triggers aren't any better than this one, and in some cases this trigger was better than what they got for a cheaper price. Now I know there's people out there watching this video that says, well, I can do a trigger job on my Glock a lot cheaper. You got this 25-cent trigger job that everybody's always talking about. The thing about that, if you don't know what you're doing, you can really create a dangerous weapon. If you get in there and you start grinding metal down, because some people don't know the difference between polishing and grinding. People start grinding metal down, they make the gun really unsafe. It can be unsafe for you, unsafe for other people that you may be at the gun range with. So unless you're a Glock armorer and you really know what you're doing, I have to highly suggest that you don't mess with trying to do your own homemade basement trigger job. Some people can do it successfully, but I just really I got to throw that disclaimer out there and say, please don't do that. You're probably going to cause more harm than good. It's worth it. Just spend the money. If you don't know what you're doing, just spend the money, buy a nice trigger. This is a really easy trigger to drop in. You don't need to be a gunsmith or an armorer. And you're going to have a good quality trigger that you're not going to have any type of safety issues with. Remember to like and subscribe if you like these gear reviews and our shooting videos. Also, if you're interested in a Michigan CPL class, remember to check us out at 3631tactical.com. Thanks for watching.